Hey, Bootstrappers, it's Dale L. Roberts. I really welcome you back to another episode of me bloviating about this, that, and the other. And I'm going through right now, and I'm actually doing a bit of editing and proofreading of Kevin, my business partner's recent release. And if you haven't had a chance or the opportunity, it's the 10 Guiding Principles of the Ethical Entrepreneur, how mindset, habits, and beliefs of the business professional determine long-term success. That's a mouthful. You can just know that the actual book title is 10 Guiding Principles of the Ethical Entrepreneur. But in these 10 points, he really brings up some excellent advice that you can really learn a lot from. Such a brief yet very valuable read. So I really highly recommend. I mean, at this point, I think he's got it set at 99 cents. I'm not saying this just to pimp or promote my products, because the bottom line is we're not making much on 99 cents. Let me just tell you that. So it's a buck. Come on. I mean, what are you going to do with a buck? Go buy a cheeseburger at McDonald's? Come on, there's better things for you. But in any event, this book right here is awesome for these purposes. I'm going to share a little bit of a lesson that I've learned when it comes to listening to your customers' needs. Now, I'm assuming that you're probably a business owner or you're an aspiring business owner. But one of the things that you need to have, not in just business, but also in your personal life, is the ability to listen. Sometimes you have to just close your mouth. You have to shut up. And if you're like me at all, I'm a high energy spaz. I like to talk a lot. I like to hear myself talk. In fact, probably too much. I need to shut up from time to time and actually listen to what other people say. So if you're like me, this is probably going to be a lesson that's going to serve you really well. So I'm actually going to go over here into Kevin's document and share just a little bit from his chapter 6, Listen to Your Customers. And there's 3 very valuable areas he wants you to focus on when it comes to listening to your customer. So he expresses that everybody has their needs, all right? We all want to have some level of fulfillment. So you go to, say, the grocery store. So in my instance, I go to, say, Walmart, and I go pick up produce. Obviously, I want to purchase really good, shiny, clean looking apples. I want to buy organic products that aren't wilted and gross looking. I also want to do it at a very good price point. So with that being said, Walmart has it cut out for them. They need to provide really good, superior products that look excellent and are also cost effective. Because otherwise, what's going to happen? I'm going to go somewhere else. Okay, Fry's is another example here in the Arizona area. I could go to Sprouts, one of my favorite places actually when it comes to some of those things. So you get the idea. Every customer has needs. And if these stores weren't listening to my needs, well, guess what? They're going to lose out on my business. And the second point he says is, what do customers think of the competition? Well, you heard exactly what I thought about the competition. I said Fry's is pretty good. Love me some Sprouts. They got some excellent produce. And sometimes they're even cheaper than the alternative of Walmart. So every now and then, I will probably invest just a little bit more money when I go to Sprouts. So that just gives you an idea of what I think of the competition. All right. The next thing is predicting future customer needs. This is really great. He talks a little bit about Steve Jobs and how he was able to predict a lot of his customers' needs, his wants and needs. Where is the direction of what the customers are going to eventually want? Okay, so if you can get a jump on those type of things, that's going to really help you out. So let me give you a little bit of a personal example here. So we're going to go back over here. I'm going to open up one of my books. Yes, this is probably shameless self-promotion. It's underneath the 90-day home workout plan. Back on September 7th of 2015, BG67991 left a review, and I gotta tell you, bad reviews hurt. I see this one up here, it's a 1-star. I see this one, it's a 2-star. Hey, listen, if you're leaving me 1-star and 2-star reviews, you've got my attention, okay? You've got my attention. Yes, 3, 4, and 5-star reviews are wonderful to me as a self-publisher and an author. It's great. But sometimes, whenever I get to hear from those lower star reviews, it makes me kind of stand at attention and really pay close attention. What did I do to create a disservice, and what kind of a disconnect did I have with my specific audience? In this particular instance, BG67991 said, poor setup of book, poor design, not very helpful or organized. So The knee-jerk reaction for me was, well, how dare you? I've had thousands of downloads. This has been a bestseller on Amazon. I've made a substantial living at it, and I got, it was all of a sudden, I turned the tables and I made it about me, 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 me. But when I calmed down a little bit and I really looked at this review, I said to myself, well, let's look at our book. Let's look at it as if it's not my book. And the thing is, the customer is always right. There's going to be some exceptions. You're going to run into some trolls that will give you 1 and 2-star reviews just because. But every now and then, there's some merit to what they're saying. So I had to really pay attention to my book and read it like it was somebody else's. And after lots of deliberation and a lot of work and a little bit of reorganization, I was able to come up with a product that was much better. And here's the beauty of it. As soon as I was able to answer that particular demand, I made a far better book, something that was far better organized. And I was actually able to put it out on the market. Here's the great thing is, where it was a bestseller where it first came out, it dropped down, it came back up, it dropped back down. But as soon as I reorganized it, I saw a boost in popularity and I saw a boost in sales, and something that has kind of at least coasted out. It dropped down a time or two, but for the most part, it has stayed pretty much the same. So you see how sometimes if you just listen, not just sometimes, every time, if you listen to your customers, yes, the 5-star reviews are great. Sometimes they'll tell you some things and you really want to listen to them as well. But don't ever pass up on some of the negative feedback and try to take that negative feedback and turn it into a positive. How can I better serve that customer base? Remember, not everybody's willing to give you a review. Not everybody's willing to give you feedback. Heck, sometimes people will just not go with you anymore. They'll say, hey, I'm done with you. So always go back, review what you're providing your customer. You could be a writer, or you could be someone like in Kevin's business where you're providing a door-to-door service where you're offering point of sale. Either way, there's always a way that you can really critique what you're doing and improve how you're delivering it to your customer. So hopefully you have got some kind of value out of this video. Obviously, it's on YouTube, and if you're watching this on the blog, hey, do me a favor, comment. I'd love to hear what your experience has been so far. Have you picked up the copy of Kevin's book recently? It's a really good book. I really highly recommend it, 10 Guiding Principles of the Ethical Entrepreneur. It'll give you just a bit more information that'll help you kind of grow your business and get you started on the right foot or continued on the right foot. So in the meantime, join me next week. I'll have another good video for you and a blog post.